Hi everyone, so today I have this new collection that Spellbinders has launched in June of 2025. It is their Dolce Vita or La Dolce Vita collection. A really interesting collection. It has just a lot of fun pieces. These are the items that I have to share with you guys, but there are several more items in the collection. So I will say these items were sent free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and the links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thank you for using those if you would like. The collection is very summery, very travel, Italian kind of feel kind of thing. So I do have some different pieces. I suppose, let's talk about these guys. These are a couple of the main, like sentiments and then banners. So this one is a better press set, and you can see this one's packaged nice. This is what you would receive, and for some of the other items I have samples. Yours don't look like this. They're going to be packaged really nicely. So this is the Dolce Vita sentiments. Excuse me, and it's really cool because you have things like Ciao Bella, thank you, happy birthday, and then the ones that are like more like script. And then you have these guys that are like typeset, so sending sunshine just for you. Hope this day treats you well. Born to shine year after year. Enjoy today to the fullest. Make it a day to remember, and sending warm thoughts your way. And so there you go. And I love when there's, when they have this kind of thing, when there's one plate, one die, and you get all these sentiments. And I always just keep them kind of like in a little box, and I just pick through whenever I need something, and they pop it out of there, So it's really nice. I will say the other sentiments that are like a banner set is this one here, and it has the little tag. And it says La Dolce Vita, and then Hello Sunshine, and you'd love this. And it's just shy, a little smaller than 3 inches wide on that one, okay? And then we have things like the 3D embossing folder, and this one is Lemon Fresco. So, Lemon Fresco, and it is a 3D embossing folder. Again, the actual plastic of the folder, like the actual dimension of the folder, is 8 3/4 by 5 3/4, and it embosses an area that's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. And this is just beautiful. I love the little tiles in the background. It looks like a kitchen or something. Let me grab a little piece of paper. I don't know that we're gonna use this one today. I think I'm gonna use it when I do this. I'm gonna start off with this, like the little ship boat tutorial, I think. So in the next video you'll see this guy in action, but look how pretty that is. And so you have your tiles, you have the lemons, and of course the 3D embossing folder, so that means it is carved really nicely. There's highs and lows, and it's just lovely, like carved butter, I always say, which I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but it's just very smooth and pretty. And I mean, you can see just the way they nestle together. It's going to be amazing. So looking forward to using that guy. I'll put that back in the package in a moment. This guy, we have the little lemons. I think it's called something about spritz or zest. Sorry, guys, I don't know the name off the top of my head right now. But it's so cute. So, your lemons. Let me give you a quick measure on this guy. Let's put that little tool to the side. The lemon is like 1 3/4 inches, and then everything else is a little smaller than that, so you can kind of have an idea of the size of that. And just so cute. So you put several of them together with maybe one of the sentiments, and you're good to go. Very cute. The little flowers, stems, these little berries. So there are some other flowers that are involved with that one. And then this guy, I think is called Deckside, something like that. What I normally do is I put a link in the description box for the US and for the UK. Sometimes it's scrapbook.com, but for Spellbinders site. And then I'll say, all June 2025 collections. If you click on that, it'll take you to all the collections, and then specifically to La Dolce Vita collection. And there you'll see all the different things. If there's bundles, you'll see the bundles, all that kind of stuff. I will say that the club kits for May are also under the new June 2025 releases, and I'm saying that because I do have questions. People ask, if I don't want to get that, can I get it? When can I get it? Like if you don't want to sign up for a membership. And I always say, honestly, guys, if you're thinking about it, just get the membership, because you can cancel it in a day or two. No big deal. There's no commitment. There's free shipping when you first pick it up, right? And then if you're ordering things like the glimmer or like the wax seal, it'll come with glimmer foil. It'll come with wax seal beads, little wax, beads. But if you pick it up the next month, there's going to be shipping unless you hit a certain amount, which I think is usually like 125 on Spellbinders site. It's not going to have the beads or the foil. So and then the pricing's higher. So if the pricing's higher, and like I said, there's no commitment. You can cancel it that same day or the next day or whatever. So for me, I would, grab it and then cancel in a couple days just to get the better pricing, and then no shipping. So something to think about, guys. Again, there's no commitment. You don't have to keep the membership. It's just that if you leave it alone, then the next month on the 1st, you'll be charged for the next, large die or the deluxe caboodle, whatever it is that you signed up for. But cancel it a couple days after you ordered it, and you're good to go, right? You don't have to remember, and it's fine. You'll still get the one that you ordered. So just something to think about. So anyway, sorry. Let's get back to this deck side guy. There's not a ton of pieces on here. I think this is going to work up really quickly, and it's going to be really cute. So you have like water or like, you know, a straight line for maybe land or whatever it is you want to do to mix and match like the way you're going to build up your little card, right? So you can imagine this is the front of the boat or the ship, and then you have these score lines, so it's going to have a little bit of a lift to it, as much as you want, right? I mean, you can really make it more pitched, or you can make it a little flatter, so it's just a little more malleable, all that kind of stuff. So it's up to you. You have your little smokestack there, and then just the top part of the boat with like what look like decks, and then just some accent pieces. So we're gonna work with this one today, and I'm just gonna grab some paper, some cardstock, card base, all that good stuff, and we'll get started. I will say this collection is just really fun and just different. I mean, there's like a lady and she's like sunning herself, and it's just very, the style of it, I don't know how to explain it. Just everything is so cool. And then they have another one with like little mouth that's like eating spaghetti, but the spaghetti spells out chow, you know, things like this. So it's, my goodness. So it is very different, just a very different collection. So, okay. I'm going to cut my card base to be more of a portrait. So 4 1/4 by 11, score at 5 1/2. I will say, every time I go to measure this paper, I don't know, sometimes I got this paper at Hobby Lobby, and it also isn't cut quite right. It's longer than 11 inches, just like slightly, so I don't know. So anyway, the last one I got was more like, not quite 8 1/2. It was like 1/8 of an inch too shy of 8 1/2, so I couldn't really use the that paper for card bases. I have to cut them portrait, and always waste a piece of black paper on the other side. So anyway, so we have that. And then this guy, I'm just going to cut a piece of cardstock for like the background. A nice day out on the water, I suppose. So 4 1/8. That's the kind of matte layer I like. By 5 3/8, but you know, you can do whatever you like for that. 5 3/8. And I'm not going to stick that down quite yet because I just want to see something. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. I'm going to cut some of these papers, and I thought it'd be fun to just, I don't know, a pop of lime kind of green. I love this, and I love this blue, so I'm just going to grab some of this, and I want them to be 4 1/8, but you know, we can cut that down later or now, but I don't know how high I want these. Maybe okay. So this paper should have been 8 1/2 wide, just because it's a scrap of paper, but it should be 8 1/2. So I can cut it at 4 1/8 right now, and all I did was cut it like at 1 3/4 inches. I don't even know what was it. I just cut it really quickly. Yeah, 1 3/4 inches, and I'll keep them both that way. I don't really care. Actually, something's up with this paper too, because it's a little short. It's a little shy. So let's just keep, unless I cut it in a funny way myself. I think I did. Let me see. Oh no, this one's 4. What? Okay, so this is too big. That's all. Good. That's even better. 4 1/8. I'll cut them both at 4 1/8. And then I would just want to mix in a little bit of green paper, so I'll do that too. And I have this paper I already cut into once, so I'll just cut this one, you know, 1 1/2 inches. I don't know. We're going to layer them together. I do like my layers to kind of match up. Like if I were to layer these, I would bring this all the way down, but that's okay. 4 1/8. So again, whatever thicknesses you think would be great. So mine vary from like 1 1/2, 1 3/4. And we're going to run those with that cool piece, this guy. Okay, in just a moment. And I guess I can put those things to the side. Let me grab some stuff for my ship. Since I use a lot of blue here, I don't know that I want to go with blue, but maybe white. I don't know what accent colors. So let me just think about that, and I'll grab some colors for these guys. I think a white ship is fine. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I just grabbed some scraps of paper, and I was just kind of layering this up. I think I'm going to also bring in this dark blue, and I'll just cut it also 4 1/8 and have a little extra. Actually, I'll do that right now because I might use it for this ship also. So I'm just going to cut this off, and then I'll cut it down to what I want. Oh, actually, I kind of want this in the background, so I'll cut it as deep, but that doesn't matter. to be honest. But that's fine. And I'll cut it to 4. Excuse me. And then I'll cut it to 4 1/8 in a moment. You don't need to see me doing that again. I did just grab some paper. And like I said, I think I'm going to make the boat itself white. So white here. I'm debating if this part with the inlay, because it has a background piece that you can make a certain color than the inlay, what I should make that. But I think what I'll do is just make the background white. And then with the inlay one, because that one's going to go on top of that one, like this with the red. We'll see how that goes. And then these are some accents, and I'm going to run it through this dark blue also, just have some dark blue involved here. But I might run it through a different color later too, so we'll have a couple different colors. So let me run those things through. Actually, yeah, that's fine. And then there's like this smokestack thing. And so maybe I'll run this through like a silvery color, just so it's shiny like metal. Okay, so like a silver. And then, you know, the little smoke, I'll run it through like the light gray paper that I might have. Okay, so we have our pieces of our boat ship, however. Let me get these guys. I just ran that same one through just to get some red accents. We'll probably just use one of those because we have red down at the bottom already. And, ooh, look at this guy. Delicate. Okay. Yeah, that's very delicate. Okay, so the pieces stayed within there. So as you can see, this guy, you're gonna score this, and it can be flat. You don't have to give it a lot of dimension if you prefer not to, but that's gonna help you kind of pop it up a little bit, and then you can kind of bend it down that center. So you can imagine on your card it pops up a little bit, however much you would like. I'm gonna glue this guy. Oh, not this one. Just gonna glue these guys together. However you like to do that. And especially on the very edges here. And, just kind of get some here and there. It's gonna be tucked behind the boat. So I'm just gonna put this here. Very nice. And then you have, these accent pieces that basically layer up within these areas. They're different, right, sizes. So shouldn't be too difficult to see which one goes where, but I'm just going to put some glue down. Basically one here and then one here. And let's see. This blue one, I believe, goes there. And I'm going blue, red, blue. Man, I just woke up with something in my throat. Okay, you grabbed the wrong one. Blue, I guess I could have gone down to the next blue one, but I'm going blue, red, blue. And that red, mixes in with what I had before that, but that's okay. And then blue here. Again, so this background piece, whatever colors you want, if you want to do a couple different colors, there we go, there we go. And then we have a little, again, those pieces you can make another card with, right? Get this guy on here. It is slippery, shiny paper, so it's going to take a moment to set up. And put that right down the center. There is a little embossed line there that shows you where to take it to. And I suppose if you really want things to be straight, you can kind of eyeball that. That looks good. And then we have a little smoke. I think it goes this way. And I'm just going to put a little glue. You can stick that down when you're ready to actually put your pieces on your card. But okay, so I'm going to put that to the side for now. And then these guys, all I'm going to do is take these. These pieces are coming off that die. Okay, come on. Oh, now it's stuck completely onto the tape that was there. That's fine. I'm just going to put this here for now. This guy. So all those pieces that I cut earlier, maybe this can be our horizon. It's going to be the darkest one in the back, so maybe it's just straight. Maybe I don't cut into that. And you do have a straight line also that helps you do that. But I'm just going to take this and just, put it on here all willy-nilly and make it different every time so that just that little top bit gets cut off. And try to make them look different, right? So you can definitely turn the die in opposite direction. You can use a different portion of it. You know, like right now I just did that, right? So maybe next time, actually I wasn't paying attention, it was like that. Maybe I do the next one this way so it definitely looks different, you know, and maybe I use a different portion, like I said. So just whatever, and I'll do 3 of them like that and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we have all these pieces, the one that I'm going to use in the background, and then this guy. And I didn't stick it down yet, but just in case there's something on the side I want to cut off, I don't know. And then let's see how big this guy is. So I have that there, and I kind of pop this up a little bit. And this going on. I'm just placing this down to eyeball what we're doing. So yeah, I mean, actually I probably put that smokestack a little too high. You can go through here. Let's see. Something like that. Okay, I'm going to cut this down a little bit. I thought I would want a little bit higher. So this is an A2 size card. If you're doing like a 4x6, you might like that sizing better, just to accommodate this guy. Or 5x7 for sure. Oh, this moved on me. Let's make sure it's straight. Oh no. Okay, let's put this down here. And hold on. I'm going to tape this down. Thought I had tape here, but apparently I don't. Hold on. There we go. Now, I could put this in the back, but I did like this one for the front. You know what I'm saying? I switch it out for that one that was in the back. That's okay. So, not that high there. To accommodate A2. Okay, so that's basically what I'm looking at. And then a little bit of this can stick off because it's smaller than my card base, right? So, we have these layers. And I'm going to remove this. And then this guy, like I said, I want to be in the very back. Something like that. Let's bring this back in. Sure. I'm not going to be too picky on this because it's just what it is, right? Behind here. And then this guy too. Funny, I don't know what's up with this particular paper that it did that little like bacon neck kind of warping thing. The other papers didn't do that. The green one didn't, you know, anything else that I die cut. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. And green, I just added that for funsies, guys. Obviously it's different. Quite different. Something like that. Because then if we have this here, cute. Okay, I'm going to bring it down a little bit more because I want to make sure that okay. That this last skinny piece will cover everything we need. Okay, so there we have that. And I suppose I could just pop this guy down at this point. You know, you can put it up on dimensionals. You don't have to. I'm not gonna. So you have an idea where that is. The reason I hardly ever wear just regular polish, and especially red polish. Look at that. Every time. Okay, I'm going to hold that down for a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to look at the back. I think that's decently good. I mean, there's a little bit of overhang. If that's something that bothers you, what I would do is turn it over just like I did right now, and then just take a scissor and cut that, or take it to your, you know, your paper trimmer, however. But it's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stick this down to my card base at this point. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals behind that last little layer. And there we go. Like that. So I'm going to get some dimensionals on this and I'll be right back. So I did put a little dimensional there, and then I kind of avoided this area because I figured that's where the boat would go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's right there. Maybe I'll move it over just a little more, just to not bother anything. Okay. And I guess I'll pop this down. You can put your boat down first, whatever it is that you like. I'm just going to stick this down. Or maybe not completely stick it down, but that looks good right there. And then this guy is going to go under there, right? And I mean, if you can see, that's a tight fit, and that's some really high dimensional too. So, you know, maybe bring it down a little more to about there. That looks good. I was gonna put some dimensional stickers under here to keep this, but I think there's plenty of dimensionality just with this paper. It's very thick, you know, 350 GSM type paper. So I don't know, but I'm gonna flatten that out. Get that going and make it just a little flatter, but I am touching those two bits and not, I mean, I don't know, it's pretty pitched. It's not pitched too much, but I mean, that's pretty good. I can see that there's a good sized gap under here, but I'll show it to you in a minute, okay? So whatever it is, you want to make it, pinch it a little tighter, it's going to stick out more, right? A little flatter, it'll be flatter, but I will be right back. Okay, guys, and there is that kind of, I don't know, the design, Art Deco, like, what are you guys thinking? There's a certain name for this kind of thing, I don't know. So I have these little guys, and I think I'll just do, I don't really have a sun on here, so maybe Hello Sunshine, but I think La Dolce Vita, just to be cute. And I'll run this through some silver paper, okay? And if I need to, I'll run this through some white paper, because basically this is gonna cut through that silver paper, and you need something showing through, and I think white would work. So I will do that. And of course, when you do that, you're going to tape it down. You don't want that to move, but I'll be right back. Yeah, so we can kind of see how like my hand is kind of moving back there. So if they don't all just clear out, what I do sometimes, I'll take a pokey tool and just kind of clear it out, because it does push the paper out, you know. So that looks pretty good. Yeah, I think it cleared out already. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so just glue those two together. And let me see. You can still drop shadow this too. It doesn't have to. It does definitely have a certain way. There you go. Maybe like that. Maybe. I don't know if I was gonna put this here, up here, maybe down here. So I'm gonna offset it just a little bit, because why not? So when I glue that together, just a little glue here, and then I'm gonna put some dimensionals on the back of that, guys. So I will be right back. Just the smallest offset. Okay, guys, so we have that, and I will pop this like right in there. And there it is. So very different, you know, super cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for these items for review. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.